Okay, so here we are, assignment 2 for my Java class. So at the top in this code, I have the front/star to create multiple lines of nodes where I just created pseudocode for the steps for this project. So creating a class, create the final static, create an outer loop, inner loop for the spaces, inner loop for the stars, and then finally print output. And then I end that comment. So what we see here is we see public static final integer or int triangle equals 4. That'll become important in a second. Then you notice under the method for integer I equals 1, I is less than or equal to triangle I plus plus. So that's the outer loop. So basically what that's doing is that's creating a row of code in the print. So then I have these two inner loops. So for int space equal 1 space less than or equal to triangle minus I space plus plus. So what that's doing is that's creating spaces in the line of code. So for the first line with triangle set to 4, so 4 minus I, which in this case I is 1, so 3, so it's creating 3 spaces. And then for int star equals 1 star less than I star plus plus, system out print a star symbol. So it's going to print whatever the value of I is. So in the first line it's going to print 1 star. Then it loops back to the top. It says, okay, 2 is 2 less than 4. Yes, it is. So then it comes down to that second inner loop. So it creates 4 minus 2 space 2 for space. 4 minus 2 equals 2, so you get 2 spaces. And then for this next line, the start line, it's 2 stars because that's the value of I. It prints 2 stars, and so on and so forth. And this code loops and repeats until I is less than or equal to triangle. In this case, I have triangle set to 4. So if you look at the bottom here, I've already ran it once to see if it was working. So you see line 1, 3 spaces, 1 star, line 2, 2 spaces, 2 stars, next line, 1 space, 3 stars, and final line, no spaces and 4 stars. So if I come up here in the public static final line, and I change that triangle value, let's say 10, well, 10, I want to type 10, not 0, 1, and then I hit Shift F10 to run the code, it repeats it. Now it's the same thing. If you notice, it does the same thing, except now I have 10 lines working from 1 to 10 stars and from 9 down to 0 spaces to create that triangle looking shape. And you could write in whatever your number you want. Let's say I did 4, I did 5, let's do something smaller so you can see the difference. We'll say 3. Shift F10. That's right. Prints 3 lines, 1, 2, and 3 stars with 2, 1, and 0 spaces. So as I was going through this and learning this, initially when I started writing this, I was trying to treat the space line, this 4 inner space line as the outer loop, and the star line, the star loop 4 star as the inner loop, and I couldn't get it to work right. So I slept on it, thought about it, and I was like, oh, I gotta name I, and then the spaces and the stars are both inner loops, so it's really 2 nested inner loops in 1 outer loop. And the other thing we're working on is if you notice after the 4 in I equals 1, I less than equal triangle, I plus plus line, there's a curly bracket. So if I put that curly bracket before the second 2 space and star loops, then it cuts that off as part of that. It's its own separate loop. So what you have to do is this curly bracket here is down here, right at the bottom here. I highlighted that. So now it's indicating to the compiler that these 2 space and star loops are inner loops for this outer loop here. And that's my second assignment for the Java class.